Hey guys, how's it going? So we are out here on a pretty humid summer day. We're going to be doing an overnight or trying out some new gear. Got a new tent. It's a nature hike 4-person tent. I'm hoping I can get it to set up right here in this spot. We just had a bunch of rain come through. I wanted to set up camp here because this is just like a very heavily shaded area. Lots of mountain magnolias. That's one heck of a woodpecker over there. A lot of mountain magnolias, oak trees, all that good old stuff. This is an area, I believe I've done a hammock camp here before between these two trees. So I know I was able to take and fit a pretty large tarp over this general area. There is some like briars and stuff through here that I'm gonna have to try to figure out a good way to get out of the way. And there's a ton of gnats and just flies and stuff around today, so I'm going to attempt to take one of my new trekking poles here, find a soft spot in the ground. And then if you watch that haversack video, this is the Flex Tail Tiny Repel insect repeller, so I'm going to turn it on. My trekking pole stuck in the ground, got that on its on red. That's the second click turns it to red, so I think that means it's on high now. So I just put 2 new cartridges in it before I left. Oh, but the trekking poles in this tent are brand new. As y'all still got the tag on this one. Didn't even give it the backyard setup test, so hopefully there's nothing missing. But yeah, I've been planning on getting a nature hike tent for a while. This is, like I said, they're 4-person, and it come from OBUY.com. A little heads up for any of you guys looking to get yourself some new gear. I know OBUY.com is getting ready to have a June sale starting like June 4th through June 8th. So highly recommend going and checking out that website. They got some pretty good deals, and they're going to be having some like a pretty good percentage off sale during right when this video drops. Those 2 trekking poles have built-in lights, which I've never seen or heard of that before when it comes to trekking poles, so that's new to me. But we're going to be able to use those to hold out the front awning on this tent, which will allow airflow to come through, but I'm still going to be using the rain fly because there is a 40% chance of rain, so who knows what we'll get. I'm pulling briars and stuff out of the ground if it's not going to fit here anyways. Okay, so one small thing I do like that they give you an adjustable clip strap here. A lot of times they just give you like a tie strap and those get lost immediately. And I mean, I've been looking at nature hike tents for a while because they seem to be pretty solid quality for like a really good price. And I know that's big for a lot of people that are first getting into camping and outdoor stuff. So now with this, you do just get like the old-fashioned standard tent stakes, which these tend to bend almost on like every time on the first use. So I would recommend maybe putting in some higher end tent stakes of your own. I mean, once again, with the price of this, that's to be expected. Let's get that. Okay. Should only be 2 tent poles. Okay, well those right there snap together very nicely. And I think that tiny repel is actually really doing its job because I have not had another insect try to fly into my ear. I wish I had had it turned on as I was hiking in. I just didn't know if it can keep up with the pace at which you're walking. I think it's better for those just to kind of take care of the area that you're like around you. Because I did end up French kissing a couple spiders on the way in. Not that something like that would help, but if anything, it would irritate them or something. So that's nice. It looks like there's no sleeves you have to mess around with. You can just stick this down in the grommet and then you just attach the clips to it. Put this in that grommet. Okay, and there we go. So the main body looks very nice. Zipper feels good. All the mesh looks good. We got a hanging hook in there for a fan for later. Then the four corners should all just buckle on. Back here, pull this out because we want as much airflow to get up underneath this thing as we possibly can. So it's going to be doing the awning. That right there will be up. So I'm going to put these wings out. Heck yeah. Because now this tent comes with a bunch of additional guidelines that you can use, but to make my life easier, and because I've not got a chance to use them out in the field yet, I'm going to be using these rope rollers by Roller Cam. If you've watched that last wood stove video, you've seen I use those straps, the regular cam straps to attach everything to my four-wheeler, and these will just allow me to set up and adjust how I want the awning to be, just really quick and easy. So yeah, I don't know exactly how I'm going to do this. Like, I do need these to be standing up. I know a lot of times with regular trekking poles, you could just stick this right there in that little grommet. But I want to use the lighting feature on these tonight because there's a LED light that goes right around here all the way. So if you're using them to walk at night, it'll illuminate the ground 360 degrees around you. But for us, it's going to be our porch lights. The reason why I really like these is you can use these with 550 paracord. This is just the cordage that come with them. So I was thinking that this was multiple pieces of rope, but it's actually just one long piece, so we will be cutting it. I just had to, ended up tangling it up quite a bit trying to unravel it because I was looking for multiple ends and there's only two. So we want it, tent stake in, loop that around there, and then we'll just give ourselves plenty of leeway so we can use this cordage for stuff in the future. Sear the end. I'm going to see if I can do it with this arc lighter. I'm still messing around and playing with this thing. Okay, well, the arc lighter worked. So yeah, you just take and push down on that. Okay, apparently if you just take and click it like that, it just kind of helps feed it through. Now all I'm going to do is tie a loop in the rope right here, just up a bit. We can come down here, loop this around our stake, get where we want, clip this to our loop, and then now we can pull that down and we can adjust the tension as we need to. Okay, so what I've done with this one, so I didn't have to cut the rope again, just, you know, try to maximize the use out of it. I just tied it to that pine tree back there. Then I took and tied a loop in it right here, wrapped it around my handle. Now we can just take and pull this and get that as tight as we need it to be, and that's not going anywhere. Just like those rope rollers, these are those same Roller Cam straps, and they're the perfect width to attach gear to molly webbing and stuff. So that's what I got my sleeping pad attached with. It's very secure. I mean, depending on what you're doing, if you're counting, you know, grams, then you might consider a buckle like that too heavy, but they got so many different uses. I would even think you could use something like this as a tourniquet if you needed to. It'd be better than nothing. You could really cinch down and control some bleeding with these are the 3-foot sections, which is like the perfect length. I think you can even lash on a pretty large wool bedroll with these 3-foot sections. And I'm just going to stick these in the front pocket so I don't lose them. I'm trying out a new sleeping pad as well. This is from the company OBUY. This is the company that makes those really nice down quilts and sleeping bags that I used this past winter. And this is like their really nice thick sleeping pad. So I'm looking forward to trying it out. I did blow it up before I left the house. You always want to do that just to make sure there's not any issues with the seam sealing or anything from the factory, because that does happen. High-speed daddy wooby, good go-to. Pillows in here. This fan, that's a nice thing about having this front like kangaroo style pouch on the front of this backpack. You can stick a lot of awkward goofy gear in it. So I did bring this fan. I can't tell, might not be able to tell, but your boy here is dripping. Where my bag has been sitting out here for a bit, it might have a bunch of other crap crawling in it, so we'll just leave it here under the awning area of the tent, and we'll get a chair set up. So yeah, where this video will be posted on June 4th, the winner of the Pike Trail camping chair will already have been announced and hopefully contacted. So whoever won a new one of these, congratulations. If you're new to the channel, make sure you're subscribed, because now that this giveaway is over, I'll be starting another one very soon, and that way you'll know about the video as soon as it drops. And as long as you got that notification bell on, you'll be amongst some of the first people to enter the contest. And like the very first contest we did, a $170 Vault Can titanium canteen mess kit, like I'm always carrying with me, we done that, and the very first person that won had the video up for over 72 hours. They never contacted me, so we had to draw for a second winner. Got in contact with them within 24 hours, and they got their canteen set. So if you're going to go through the time to enter the contest, make sure that you keep an eye on the channel. That way, if you win, you can collect your prize. Whew. Well, now I got to say, this is very, very nice. We got this, the little bit of sun that is poking through the trees that would be like on my face right now is being blocked by our overhang here. If it was to start raining, all I would need to do is undo this clip and lower this corner. Since we're kind of facing down this direction, that would let the water drain off, and then just adjust the tension with that rope roller. And I've got a good foot or so more that I can go back against the tent to get even further up underneath this. Plenty of room to cook, make yourself a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. I do got some new tea that I'm going to be trying here in a bit. All in all, I'm impressed with the new gear so far. And that tiny rappel is definitely doing its job, because I took and I walked around to the back of the tent a minute ago just to double check all the straps and stakes. And as soon as I get to the back of the tent back there, I got just completely swarmed by like gnats and just a bunch of little flying kamikazes. But like sitting under here with that thing right there, there's not a single winged creature trying to enter my orifices. Okay, let's go ahead and get the pad and stuff blowed up so we can see how stuff's going to fit in here tonight. I don't want to get my boots in here, but also don't want to take them off, so. The sleeping pad out. I'm hoping, I've not charged this FlexTail pump in a bit either, and I've been blowing up stuff with it at the house, you know, testing out pads, just checking and making sure my pads that I currently always use a lot are still good to go. On the storage bag before is a side zipper, which makes it really easy to get this thing in and out. It has a foot pump built into it, so you could do that if you didn't want to carry a pump with you, or your pump malfunctions, whatever the case may be. And I did pump it up with the foot pump the very first time, and I can't remember how many it took, but since we're not in a standing tent, we're not going to mess around with that today. Riding through mini pump here. And this is a very robust pad, I will tell you that. And just like that, our ginormous, super comfy sleeping mat is loaded up. And the nice thing about these two is if you have two of them, you can snap them together. To bite the bullet and take the boots off, put them back on. But yeah, this thing has a very high bathtub floor, which is really nice, but like trying to set in right there and keep my feet banging off the edge, that's where it's a bit of a necessary inconvenience, but it's better to have that than constantly dragging a bunch of crap into the tent with you. Okay, that right there will fit nice and snug on there, so we can have ourselves a pillow, and since we're facing downhill like that, we'll sleep this way. But as I was saying, this is a 4-person tent, and you're really only going to be able to comfortably have like 2 of these air mats in here. Like if you wanted to have a full floor mattress and you had like 3 of these, then you could do that. Now I want to see if this hook up here can... Okay, that hook is just big enough to allow me to hang this fan. Really put that bad boy on the low. You know, plenty of room in here you could take and sit on your air bed, you play cards, you know, you can sit straight up, no problem. Plenty of room to move around, put clothes on. There's plenty of room to do whatever you need to do. So, you know, we got camp fully set up and everything situated. I'm just going to chill out for a bit. Then we might have some, I don't know if I want to do tea before or after we make food, but it shall be dinner time before too long. So I'm going to be trying out this new Silverant 750 milliliter titanium pot. I do like that the storage bag that it comes in is really padded, and there's enough room for me to fit a bottle of alcohol along the side, because this bottle that I've got is a bit too tall to fit inside the cup. And then we've got our cubic alcohol stove that we'll be using, because I have brought some hot dogs. And I didn't want to have to worry about having a fire because I didn't know if it was going to be raining or how the wind and stuff was going to be. And one of my favorite ways to make hot dogs is to simply boil them. It smells like alcohol, and it was in an alcohol bottle. Something could have got mixed up. So if this has just ended up being too low a proof of alcohol, then we will have to start a fire anyways. Sweet. Alrighty, there we go. Now we got an adequate pot hanger. And we'll just make her real quick and easy because I'm hungry. I didn't expect to have to do all that extra stuff. The only thing to note is everything is pretty much still soaking wet because it's not had time to dry out, but at least we didn't have to deal with any precipitation while working on this. Another good reason to always carry some of these fire plugs in your pocket. because I was hoping to keep this silver ant pot somewhat clean from soot for a little bit. Might as well just go ahead and give it the old full cooking experience. We'll grab our wieners here. I got 4 of them. I think I'm just going to take and split them, and I'm going to see actually so I can avoid getting them too dirty. I'm just going to pinch them in half in the bag. Make sure I put that somewhere. We'll just cover these bad boys in water. One thing I do like about this silver ant cup is it the lid kind of pushes down into the top of it, so it stays on pretty good. I'm just letting those embers take and dry that out a good bit. And I've got a rock as a counterbalance on the end of the stick, so I don't think this is going to be too much weight. I'll have to burn down a bit more, but... And then I use these on that kayaking trip, but this is also like a new... These are aluminum utensils, a set that's like magnetic that goes together. Eat your lunch out, the name of this, if it'll focus, is a full Windsor. So they came from Amazon. I can probably take and turn this off for a minute because the way this is smoking, that should... Okay, well, they're boiling over, so they should definitely be done now. I think the safest thing to do is pick this up. Just... There we go. Oh yeah, them things right there swelled up nicely, so... That is our meal. I went ahead and grabbed a couple other small sticks because I do want to have a cup of tea here in a minute. It can't be a good hot dog, man. Well, those hot dogs was delicious. And I'm going to take, and nothing stuck to the bottom or anything. I took and threw a little bit of juice was out, so I'm going to rinse this out with a little bit of water. And then I'm going to use it to make my tea, since I already got that stick adjusted to the proper height and everything. Just all these sticks, because it rained for about 2 or 3 days straight. So just everything that got rained on is soaked all the way through. Okay, that doesn't smell like hot dogs anymore. I'll probably go down here and filter out a little bit more water before I go to bed. I'm getting ready to take and turn on these trekking poles too, because I want to see how they start to light up the area as it gets darker. Okay, so just at the top of the trekking pole, right here on the top, there is the power button. And so you just click that once, and then boom. That is the area right below the foam on the handle. Okay, I don't know what the red light means. I don't know if that means that the battery's low, the lantern on that thing. I think that right there is pretty nifty looking. And yeah, so I probably should have read the directions, because I mean the light, it's not like it's super dim or nothing, but it is turning on. So maybe I have to take, and once I turn them on, I got to hold it down, and that might just be a. Anyways, they work good. Probably because they are rechargeable. I probably just should have made sure the battery was topped. Okay, yeah. So I think I figured it out. So once it's on, it's blinking. You hold it down. Okay, then the light comes on. And then you hold it down again, and it'll just switch to red. Hold it down again, blinks red. Hold it down again, we're back to white. But no, I just wanted to take and show you, this right here is like a new EDC flashlight that I picked up, because it fits down in the knife pocket on a lot of these tactical pants perfectly. The size is great, palm sized. I'll turn that off. And this bad boy is super duper bright. It's got a large rechargeable battery in it. Okay, and then now the tea we're going to be trying tonight is from Full Leaf Tea. This is organic Northwest Sunset, a bright blend of mint and hibiscus. This thing right here, as soon as I cracked the seal on it, it just slapped me right in the face in a good way. So I think that our water is ready. And then I'm just using one of these biodegradable paper tea bags. All right, that should be good. Let's take y'all for a little ride here real quick. There we go. Grab my spoon, that way I can kind of press out the tea bag, bruise the tea leaves. So I don't know, I really don't know what I've done, but this one is staying on now. It's definitely something with, there's a combination of clicks or amount of time that you need to hold down on it. Because it's really nice having these as like I said, essentially porch lights. Did I figure it out? Is it that you just have to go from off to hold on? Hey, that's got to be it. You go from off to just hold on. And now maybe, I think, like, now that I think about it, that's probably a good idea. Because, like, if you're using these during the day, and it's sunny outside and stuff, you could easily probably turn these on, and you wouldn't even know it. So they automatically are set to turn off after so long to save battery. And they also go from that to the blinking red light, because that would probably be more noticeable during the day. But anyway, so there's nothing wrong with the poles. I'm curious to see kind of like what these look like from the inside of the tent, so we'll check that out too before we go to bed. And then let me turn this off. So that's just purely the 2 trekking poles now. Tea, 10 out of 10, baby. I just like any mint tea I'm down to try. Like I love just straight up mint tea as it is, but now like trying some different ones with different herbs and things blended in with it, because it seems like the mint just kind of makes the other flavors and stuff pop based off other herbal teas I've tried. Piece of ash in there. That's really good. God, I'm happy I figured out the trekking pole thing. Oh, let's try to go backwards. If you're in the tent and you have the 2 trekking poles on, this is what it'll look like on the outside there. And I mean, it sheds a good bit of light on the interior of the tent too. No bugs. I went around. It's actually a lot easier to see and inspect the mesh and around the corners once it's dark and you can shine a light on things. And this tent is bug tight and bug free for sure. Oh, alrighty guys, it is time to hit the hay. So I'm gonna turn the walking sticks off. We've got all the critters out here chirping and barking at us. And my boots should be fine sitting out here. I ain't really worried too much about the creepy crawlies. This the light on this fan isn't really that bright, but I am leaving that up. I almost wish there was like a, which I mean you rarely ever see any secondary hooks or anything in a tent, but I took and got this tiny rappel thing right here on me, so I'm gonna unclip it here in a second, and we can hang it up and have it as a much brighter lantern option. This bed's still nice and inflated, feels super comfy. We'll just get our toes tucked away underneath the OBUY and call it a night. So I will see you beautiful people in the morning. Good morning, guys. How's it going? So the last night, extremely comfortable sleeping on this really thick Zubilee's pad. It feels like it lost hardly no air whatsoever. And what I mean by that, just in case you're new to, or don't know anything about camping pads, a lot of times it doesn't matter if it's a $160 pad or a $30 pad. They're always going to lose a little bit of air. Normally, like, they'll deflate just a very minute amount, and normally the higher end a sleeping pad is, the less of that you run into. And this one still feels really firm. It is super comfortable. Like, I love the tube design on this one for like the air chambers, to where it kind of just feels like it kind of rolls up underneath your lower back. So that was really comfortable. But yeah, everything else done great. I mean, it really wasn't super breezy. This was by no means a big stress test or anything for the tent. I'd hoped we would have got a little bit of rain with it, but that just wasn't in the cards for this trip. So we'll definitely use it again, and we'll try to get it out in some rainy weather this summer. Might even take it on one of the upcoming kayaking trips and use it. You guys, with all that said, I'm going to take and get up and get everything packed and ready to go for the next trip. Also, to keep your eyes on the channel, because as I mentioned yesterday, I do plan on having another giveaway coming very soon. So if you want to be in the running for that, I haven't decided what exactly or which exactly item we will be doing for the giveaway, but it'll be something good and something I know that is a quality piece of gear. So you guys, make sure you hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't already, share the channel with your friends, family, anybody that enjoys good old outdoor activities. Hit me up in that comment section with thoughts, opinions, questions, gear recommendations, any of that good old stuff. You can check the links down below for a lot of this like gear and stuff that I'm using. Once again, OBUY I know is going to be doing a sale, so if you're getting ready to be in the market for camping gear, at least I'd go give that a gander, because I won't be looking at it myself. So until the next one, adios.